If a woman truly wants a man.
Hello, everyone. Hope you're all doing well. Please let me know if you can hear my voice okay. We're simultaneously going live on YouTube, my channel as well. If you wish to join me on YouTube, it's called The One Point, THE, next word ONE, next word point, POINT, The One Point. It used to be called Mind That Seeks Truth, but I thought it's too long, so I don't know. I thought maybe I should change it to get maybe um, more exposure. So let me know if you can hear my voice or not. Sometimes because I'm charging the phone while I'm doing this, so I'm afraid if it's going to catch my voice or not. And of course, our YouTube subscribers and participants also can throw in their questions. We'll be talking about now, could one of you guys on TikTok or a bunch of you let me know if you can hear my voice okay, if this sound comes through all right or not? That would help me out to continue and at least know that you guys can hear me. So maybe Robbie or Beautiful BS is that what it is? Says, oh, we can hear you. All right, that's good. That's good enough because, when you charge it, it kind of covers that little bit of an opening for speaker thingy. So, all right. So we go for the first question. If we're going to be talking about thoughts, consciousness, fear, desire, ego, relationships, breakups, how to move on, the inner movement of the psyche in regards to relationships and so on. And at the same time, we can have discussions about OCD and subsets of OCD, such as HOCD, and the components of the brain involved in that dysfunction, disorder, malfunction, and then we'll discuss that uh, as detailed as we could on the time that we have. Otherwise, you can always feel free to go on my YouTube. We have about 3,000 videos in in regards to relationships, breakups, OCD, and so on. And you can also join the live stream when you want. You want to ask your questions, or if you wish to discuss something at a one-on-one situation, you can go on my site, mindthatseekstruth.com. Mindthatseekstruth.com. Make an appointment for a Skype consultation, and we will discuss what's concerning you one-on-one on Skype. All right, having plugged the channel and all the services, we also, by the way, have a group session on my site, which you can choose. It has to be at least 3 people so we can have the group session, and maximum 10 people. It'll be on Zoom so we can all see each other and talk rather than type. And you can listen to the questions and answers of the others, benefit from that, and also your own. And the time span for that would not be limited to 1 hour, it would be at least 2 hours because there are more people, and you could even increase depending on how many people have participated. And of course, there's a one-on-one private sessions that you can choose, and then we'll go from there. So we have now on YouTube, we have Mark from Belfast says, what? This man, the legend. Oh, well, thank you very much. You're promoted to advertisement manager for this session for sure. And Kamran is here, says we can hear you, but your camera is not working. Really, honestly? Oh, okay. My bad. We can do that for sure. Thank you very much for reminding me of that. All I have to do is do this, and we are on. Now you can see me, right? There we go. And thank you for mentioning that. So we have on our TikTok, we have Sammy Lore, and we have Shanigjar. I hope I'm not butchering your names. And so whoever has any questions in regards to breakups, relationship, OCD subsets, and so on, and life in general, you can throw it in and I'll do my best to address that. And we have Penguin says, hi, Meran, female 18, India. We have a little protocol, if you will, guys, that includes 3 little codes. your gender, age, and where you're tuning in from. So male or female, M or F, or whatever your gender is, how it's signified, then the age, and then, of course, which city or country you're watching this program. That gives me a little bit of background about how to properly address you at your age, and at the same time your gender, and at the same time in regards to a little cultural background by knowing which city or country you're watching this program. So just like Penguin has done, female 18, India, and that gives me a lot. And Chance Nageza say, how do you find happiness? You find happiness in little things. If you want to wait for being happy by extraordinary things happening in your life, like buy a car, buy a house, get a new job, or a girlfriend or boyfriend, whatever it is, that would be maybe a year, one time a year, one every 2 years. But if you focus on small little things, then you can be happy during the day a number of times. And usually what I go with is that happiness is in service to others. In other words, if you have a loved one, mother, father, children, wife, or husband, doing things for them brings a long-lasting happiness. For example, if you wait for something to happen to you, well, maybe once a day, maybe once a year, or maybe once a month, something interesting will happen and you'll be happy. But if your happiness is in comfort of, let's say, your child, well, you'll be happy if he has slept well, if she has had her homework done, if she's enjoying, if she is healthy, and if she wants, let's say, a cup of water or something for you to fix. All these things give you that happiness several times. So base your happiness on little things: a cup of tea, a moment of solitude, an appreciation of what you have, rather than focusing on what you don't have. There are lots of things in this world we don't have. And unfortunately, every morning we wake up, the first thing we focus on is focusing on things that we don't have. Why don't we focus on the things that we do have? I've got some warm water to wash my face, a teacup maybe to enjoy, some bread and cheese or whatever your breakfast is entailed. And that should give you the basics of life. So base your happiness on the basics of life and on little things, then you'll be happy multiple times a day rather than just once in a while. So that's what I have to say about that. And let's see. Chance says, how do you accept rejection from someone you love? And do you believe in destiny? Yes, I believe in destiny, and that is what you make of it. Otherwise, if you think you're going to be waiting for something to happen to you and there's some kind of a watcher out there that is going to decide for you what your destiny has been, well, that's not it. But the pathway that is open and you choose the selections that appear on your way, the best of your ability, that sets out your destiny. So, think deep and judge well, and you will probably have a better destiny than you thought. And in regards to what is meant to be yours will be yours. Oh, I see. The destiny. Oh, well, yeah. Well, that what is meant to be yours, it is yours. That means you just do your best and see what comes out, and then they can say, well, that was my destiny. Well, you actually made an effort to make that happen. So it's not really that a destiny, it's something out there. Destiny is a direct correlation with your efforts, your plans, your execution, your perseverance, your continuity of what you want to achieve, and you will, and that would be your destiny. You are your destiny. There is no destiny out there that is going to be given to you. You are the destiny. That is the whole thing. You being born, a chosen one, out of, I don't know, 30 million sperms that your mom and dad, when they were going hanky-panky, it was a possibility. And you came the one, the winner. So you were born lucky, and that is the destiny, meaning being here now. The rest of it is up to you. Now, let's see what is. In regards to rejection, do you accept rejection from someone you love? What choice do you have? If you believe in freedom, freedom of thoughts, freedom of choice, well, you have to honor that not just for yourself, for also your loved ones. If they don't want to be with you, why would you want to be with someone who doesn't want to be with you? What kind of a philosophy is that? What kind of respect is that to you? You don't want to be with someone who doesn't want to be with you, no matter how much you love it. And the job of a man, I presume you're a man. Let's see. Yes, you are. The job of a man, in my opinion, is to be a protector of women and children, even from your own desires. It's not just protecting them from wild animals or a truck to hit them or something like that. It's also protecting them from your own desires. You might want her so badly, but if she doesn't want to be with you, protect her and support her. Let her go on her way. Respect her wishes and respect your own wish. And for yourself, go on, find someone who values you, appreciates you, understand the value that you have, and wants to be with you, proud to be with you. That's the kind of woman you want, not the one who doesn't want to be with you. Support them all in their way, and then you will become the gentleman that you've always been. All right. Who else we have in here? All right. We have Tim Subs here says, hello, Meran. Tony Mail, England. Welcome. Says, hope you are well. I have been enjoying life, appreciating everything, but whenever I fail a test or I fail to ask out a girl, I'm controlled by my emotions, which ruins my mood. Well, you have to accept that this is part of being a man. We are built to be rejected. We reject from the things that we aim to accomplish. It doesn't happen. We work hard to build something, it crumbles. We plan on something to be successful in the business or whatnot. It may not go well. These are all different kind of rejections. And throughout our life, we learn how close we can get to what we are really looking for by being rejected. Rejection is a vector to your victory. Why would you want to be with someone who actually is not the kind you're looking for? That's why she rejects you. So the one that rejects you, it's actually a vector to go a different way and find someone that you get closer to that one that is meeting your standards. So rejection is not bad. It may hurt your emotions because you have desire for pleasure and your ego gets fluffed. It gets hurt because she didn't pay the attention you expected. But that's not setting your values. It's just giving you a vector that that wasn't what you're looking for. You know, when you go to a clothing store and you want to buy something, you may reject so many of them because of color, design, size, and all that. But when you don't find what you're looking for, it just vectors you to something that you are looking for. So you reject things to find what you're looking for. In this way, you think she's rejecting you, but at the same time, the universe is rejecting that choice because it's not the right choice for you, because it's not two-way. You like her because you're a man and you've got these, interests, sexualities, and need for intimacy, and that clouds your judgment. You think just because someone is attractive is also the right choice for you. But the relationships are built in consciousness. Just because you're interested in someone's sexuality or attracts you, that doesn't mean it's the right choice. And she doesn't look at it that way. She looks at the harmony and the compatibility that you guys do or don't have. And that's why she doesn't want to be with you. And that's a good sign, meaning you couldn't make the decision. She could see that you guys are not compatible for one reason or another. And that doesn't set your value. It just sets you a vector to go for something that is closer to your liking and you're closer to her liking. So rejection is part of locating what you're looking for. That's all. And we're men. We are designed to be rejected. And once you get rejected so many times, then you wouldn't care really, You'll be used to it. Now, do we have any question from our TikTok friends here? Perhaps not at the moment. I don't see it at least. All right. So we go back to our YouTube friends. It says, how do I control my emotions and not allow external things to affect my interior? You're a human being and you will be. It's like saying, how can I control my emotions when the wind blows? I won't feel it. No, you can feel the wind, but just don't be moved by it and being thrown here and there. Just stand strong. But you are supposed to feel, because these are all signs for you to direct you to a different direction, and things to give you a signal that if it's suitable for you or not. You know, it's like you taste something, it doesn't taste so good to your palates. So that means don't take that, take something else. So your emotions are necessary for you to make decisions. That emotion tells you, is this something good for you or not good for you? So you don't have to control your emotions. Let the emotions do their things, but don't let them make decisions for you. Just because you feel something, that doesn't mean that thing that you feel is good for you. If you feel good about it, something could make you feel good, but it's not necessarily good for you. Many people drink lots of alcohol. Well, when it's overly done, no, is it good for you? No, it makes you feel good, but it's not good for you. Some people use drugs. Well, obviously, it makes them feel high or something and makes them feel good, but is it good for them? No. So you always question, if something that makes me feel good, pleasurable, makes me feel good, is it also good for me? That's two different things. When you figure that out, then the emotions will help you to see if something is actually good for you and makes you feel good, or it just makes you feel good. So some of the things that you might want to focus, and let your emotions be there. Why do you want to control them? Just let them be. Just don't be swayed by them. Don't let them influence your better judgment. That's the key. Otherwise, emotions are good. That's how we sense things. That's how we navigate through life. But your judgment must be there. Now, all right. So my TikTok friends are quiet. No questions here, right? Have I missed anything? No? All right. Fair enough. All right. Just don't tell me that I'm ignoring you guys. I don't see any question here. Says, Caitlin says, hey, can you say happy birthday, Tegan, please? Well, I just said it. Okay. All right. All right. We have 102 hearts sent. That's wonderful. It's very kind of you. How do I know how many people are here? If you guys care to like the program, I'd appreciate it. That apparently attracts more exposure, gives more exposure. So Tim says, not just rejections, though, Mehran, even teachers or people who annoy me, ordering me around to study or do something, it may just be my ego, but it really gets under my skin emotionally. Well, you know, you got to put things in perspective. Let's say you join the army. You know what you bought into, but you say, I'm in the army, but I don't want to be told what to do. Well, that's not how it's going to work. You go to school, well, you went there to learn. And in order to learn, there are certain protocols you got to follow. Certain amount of studies, certain amount of chapters, certain directions, certain teachings that the teachers do, and expectations that they have. So you got to be a little bit more humble to say, if I want to learn, I got to be humble. And I got to put my head down to focus on what's the benefit of this process is for me, rather than focusing how it makes me feel. You're not there to feel and fluff your ego. You're there to be humble and learn. So understand where you are. You don't have to be like that all the time. You're in the class, you have a proper behavior. Focus, do your homework, and when you're out of the class, do whatever the hell you want to do. But everything has its own time and place. You can't feel that I got to be the authority no matter where I am. No, you can't be, because you don't have that experience and you don't have the qualifications to be the authority at every chance you get in every venue of life. But you can be an authority on your own good time. If you're, I don't know, playing a game, play it by the rule. If you're having some kind of a, I don't know, party, you set the rules or the tone. If you're in a classroom, well, the teacher set the tone. So you comply with that, what you've accepted. If you don't want to accept that kind of procedure, well, don't attend that school or that class. Take a different course that you like. So you got to be a little bit more calculating on, you have signed up to complete a task, and that task includes certain protocols. That protocols might not necessarily be comfortable for you, but you know what it entailed before you joined them. Whether it's the army, classroom, or I don't know, a shooting club, whatever it is, has its own rules, and you got to follow it for everyone to be successful, or at least for you to reach what you set out to control, to accomplish. So I think, what age you have? 20. Well, I think you have a little bit of a too big of an ego for your own good at the time. Ego is good, but not to the point that you want to undergo or not appreciate any certain positive process or protocol that exists for success of that mission or that journey. All right. So where are we? What happened? All right. What else we have here? Okay. So we have no questions from my TikTok friends. So are you most listeners? Oh, you have no questions here. And it says some comments in this live were filtered to protect the community's experience. Really? What was filtered? You can pin a comment now, tap a comment to model. I don't have a comment to tap on it. So I don't know what comment was restricted. Anybody made a comment that was restricted? I didn't see anything. Only that happy birthday thing, nothing else there. All right, guys, if you have any questions or comments, please add it. Otherwise, I won't see it. All right, what else do we have on YouTube? Am I doing something wrong here on TikTok? Because I don't see any comments from TikTok coming in. Everybody has joined, hundreds of people, but nobody has a question. Why is it? Am I doing something wrong here? It says, encourage your viewers to share your live and invite more friends. All right, and I encourage it. It's my second live, and I don't know how this thing works really, because we always do it on YouTube for hundreds of them, but we haven't done anything here on TikTok. So let's see, on YouTube we have all right, Any more questions from YouTube? Marky says, have you any tips on acceptance reference HOCD? Have been great this last year, but as usual, it seems to hit me around the time of the year. Well, listen, it's not accepting HOCD, it's understanding that HOCD is a thought promoted and instigated deficiency or a disorder, and allow thoughts to be there. You're not the brain and brain is not you. So trying to control the activity of the brain is futile. You live by your choices and vetoes. So in other words, just like so many other people in the streets are interested in different activities, different tastes in clothing or food, or different lifestyles, or different discussions that they're having. You pass by, you allow them to have their discussions, but you don't pay attention to it because that is not what you're interested in. You're interested in what the shopping you want to do. You're interested in the activity you want to have, food you want to eat. So you're focusing on that while these other people are engaged with what they are focused on. So brain is also not you, just like other people are not you. They do what they want and you ignore it and you choose what you are selecting to do and you focus on that. The brain also uses its own apparatus and makes thoughts. That's the job of the brain, makes 80, 90,000 thoughts a day. None of them are relevant to you. But just because it's mounted on your head, you think it's your intelligence. Brain has no intelligence. In fact, in the experiments that Dr. Sperry, Dr. Penfield from Montreal in 1960s, 1930s, Dr. Owen and Dr. Leibet have done, they have proven that you're not the brain and brain is not you. And in fact, they could not localize any intelligence center in the brain. They could localize on the occipital back of the head that they could stimulate that and the patient would see, they could see a light, or speech center could be localized, or a motoring system, a limb could move by stimulating part of the brain. And you know, the brain doesn't have any nerves. So once you break into it and you numb that area and you enter the brain, you won't feel pain. So that's why the patients were awake while the surgeons were doing their experiments, neurosurgeons. So they could not localize any of these things. They couldn't localize math center. They couldn't localize compassion center. They couldn't localize consciousness center. They could not localize smart center. So if you think that the brain is smart, that's futile. That's not true. Brain is an organ. And you lived for millions of years until you got this brain. So in other words, you lived before this brain was given to you. This brain was given to you, developed into what it is, only 40,000 years ago. So before that, you still existed. So there was a you before the brain was added. So the brain is not you. Brain is an apparatus and an organ of you to facilitate your livelihood and do things that you want to do in a little better way and helping you while it has its own disorders and glitches like any other organ does. Well, when you have a diarrhea, you don't question it's, oh, diarrhea. Don't say, oh, that's how I am. No, it's a diarrhea and you got to figure out what to do to help it to regain its natural setting. But when it comes to the brain, so, oh, it says that I'm a different gender, so that must be it. I am. No, it has its own way of the function and dysfunctions, and there are components of the brain from amygdala to midbrain basal ganglia, striatum, caudate nucleus. All these, when they malfunctions, suddenly the ability to shut down the intrusive thoughts is gone, and because it hovers, prefrontal cortex says, well, I got to give it some kind of a value because amygdala send the non-existing danger signals, emotional signals. So I now got to find out what kind of an emotion is this and how I can set a kind of a cognitive ability to it. So they could identify, give it a narrative. So it finds what's most important to you. And most of the time, to most people, is their gender. So it attacks that and gives that. And because caudate nucleus is not working to shut down the intrusive thought that are not in line with your values, suddenly you think it's hovering, it's not disappearing anymore. And because it's not disappearing, so, oh my goodness, it must be true because it's not going away. No, there's a malfunction in how your brain always shut down things that are not in line with your value. And you got to help it to rewire the brain through neuroplasticity, according to the 4 steps of Dr. Schwartz. And you can learn it and then help the brain to come back to its default setting. So allow thoughts to exist and not think just because a thought showed up, that's your value, that's your setting, or that's what you should follow. But you must accept brain makes thoughts, and thoughts can exist like everything else that is out there. But you live by your vetoes and choices, not by the utterings or images or the suggestions of the brain. All right. All right, our TikTok friends are still quiet. So, you mean our TikTok friends have no questions? Oh, 2 messages. Where are the messages? Oh, there it is. Says, what are we talking about today? Well, just got to hang around and figure it out. We're talking about thoughts, consciousness, fear, desire, ego, relationships, breakups, OCD and OCD subsets, and components of brain involved in the malfunctions of the brain in that regards, and so on. IDK says, hi, I'm a boxer. It's my dream to become champion. People tell me I need a reason why. I need a reason why, but I don't know. You don't know why you want to be a boxer? Well, you got to figure out the love of the sport makes you want to be best at it. And you seem to want to gauge how good you are by defeating others who want to prove that they're the better ones. And that could be something that you could go on, could be your motivation. But you could also just become really good at what you're doing without having to compete, if that's what tickles your fancy. But if you are all sold out to get that trophy and that echelon, then that should be your motivation to practice hard, sacrifice, good lifestyle, fit, train, all that, then you'll get it. So your motivation is important. Why do you want to be a champion? Is it for your ego? You want to show off to someone that you're good at something? Other people, try to tell you you're not good at something and you want to prove them wrong. If these are your reasons, they usually fade away. But if you just love it so much that you want to make money from it, you want to show that you're the best because you love the sport, that could be a different kind of a motivation. So I have to do what I have to say about that for now. Unless you give me a little bit more detail in, what else is on your mind, so I can discuss that. Otherwise, it's kind of a close question for me. Marky says, acceptance of HOCD, Mehran. Have you any tips on how to relax? Well, I just relax about what? Said, thank you so much for your advice, Mehran. You helped us more than you know. Oh, okay, great. Then so you got that discussion that we just had. Wonderful. Again, remember, it's not accepting HOCD. It's accepting that the intrusive thoughts can exist, but that doesn't determine who you are or your values or your inclination or your choices. You set your value and your inclination based on your values, based on your gender, and based on your vetoes and choices. You can hear all kinds of suggestions from other people or from your own brain, but you are ultimately the deciding factor. You're the boss of the brain. You're above the brain. There are aspects of you and the mind that the brain cannot even reach. That was shown in the report that Dr. Egnar made in regard to discussions that was going 1,000 years ago, from Aristotle to all different kinds of experts, neuroscientists, that the modern science have now proven that you're not the brain and brain is not you. And in the 45 minutes video that I've prepared on that report, it clearly explains. It's a little long and boring, but you don't have to watch it all at the same time. Get your favorite beverage and watch a chapter or two of it, whenever you feel like it. It's very informative and brings you from 1,000 years ago, Aristotle's philosophical point of view, until the modern science have proven what Aristotle was talking about in regards to dualism and materialism and all that, and all different eras that he went through until they actually came to understanding what Aristotle was saying through scientific ways. And of course, we have many other videos that explains all this, which you are welcome to go on YouTube channel and figure it out and enjoy it. Christo says, I scored a last-minute goal in my soccer game I was telling you about. We drew 1-1. Excellent. That's a very exciting achievement. Last-minute goal is always gold. So now we have, IDK says, I have a lot of ambition. I want to achieve a lot of things, but I don't have a financial incentive. I didn't grow up poor. I grew up comfortable. But those with big ambitions I look up to are usually, I don't see it. Now, how old are you, IDK? And, always if you continue and persevere your efforts to become good at something, there's always going to be opportunities come up. A club will see you, you enter local competitions and you win. And then eventually you get the attention of the bigger clubs or other outfits and organizations who want to sponsor you in that sports. And that's how you gain. You don't have to be a wealthy person to begin with in order to, propel yourself into the advertising world and make some kind of a splash with your money in order to get fame. You still got to work hard. So do what you can. I don't know how old are you, but do what you can with what you have, and then hope that things will eventually, through your efforts, allow you to find more opportunities. But defeating yourself before you actually do your best by thinking that because I don't have the financial support, then I can't do that, well, that's like entering the ring and believing you're going to lose. Because most competitions are decided, most boxing championships or competitions, tournaments or meets are decided before you enter the ring. It's the mindset of the person that thinks whatever it thinks, that sets the motivation and the determination. So you saying that right now, it's like you're already feeling there's something that's going to stop you from achieving what you want to achieve. That's not the way to look at it. Say, I don't care what I have or what I'm going to do with what I have. And while I'm doing that, there could be other avenues open up. I'll keep my eyes peeled to see what are the openings that gives me more opportunities for that. But you can't just put yourself down and make yourself a handicap before you actually done your best. And ID cases, I don't have a big reason why. Like if someone asks me, why do you want to be champion? I can't. I really give a good reason. Most boxers grow up poor. I did not. Well, that's, you don't have to have a reason. The reason is you love the game and you want to be good at something. And that what you want to be good at is boxing. So be good at it. Enjoy it. For the enjoyment of your life. That's your life. That's your life journey. In this journey, you want to be a boxer. So be a boxer. Figure it out. That's what you love more than anything else. Do that. It doesn't matter how much money you make or not. That's what you love. If I want to make pottery, that's what I love. Gives me tranquility, gives me solace, gives me just meditation. put a little nice music and make potteries, then I'm not aiming to be billionaires by doing that, but I'm just aiming to make a good product and enjoy my life and have a little food to eat by selling those items and go through this journey in that protocol. Then if something else happens, I become really good at it, the prices will go up, my product will sell higher, then suddenly I actually became wealthy. I didn't expect set out to be, but I just wanted to enjoy and make good product. So if you love what you're doing and you want to have your journey of life through boxing, well, do that. And don't worry about what's going to come out, if it's going to be a champion or not. Is it how you want to spend your life? And that should be your motivation. That's all. You're welcome. And Princeton is here. It says, we'll be riding the train to Edinburgh soon, master. Okay. Says, extending the love and energy from London and Scotland to you. Thank you very much. I sure appreciate it. And I could really use that love. There's so many shit going around in this world. I could use that energy. Be well always. Congratulations on having TikTok live stream. My pleasure. And thank you very much for your kindness. And I'm delighted that we could also have live stream on TikTok, but still a ways to go. However, last night I uploaded a 58-second little bit on relationships. And right now, today, we have about 8,000 views, which is pretty good. Idon says, so then should you not set up expectations for yourself? Well, listen, expectations should always be to do your best and do what you enjoy the most and to do your best. What expectations? From whose point of view? What you think other people expect from you by doing what you do? That's not your expectations. That's their expectations that you're forcing onto yourself, which takes away your enjoyment of why you're doing what you're doing. You're trying to actually meet what those people you think expect from you if you want to be doing something or enjoying something. Why should you consider that? Consider that you love this, you enjoy this, and you want to be good at it as best as you can, and that's why you're doing it. That's it. What? Yo, you didn't talk to me fast enough. He just did it again. I don't understand what that means. I don't know what that means. All right. Someone's comment in live were filtered to protect the community experience. All right, fair enough. I don't understand what your community experience is anyhow, but okay. All right, getting back to YouTube. Finstred says, sir, 1 month ago, I was abused and gaslighted so much from my ex-girlfriend that I can't even explain how unbearable it was. I'm still going through cleaning my mind from her and trying to remove feelings. Well, you can't stop people from being themselves. Some people are assholes, some people are classy, some people are fair, some people are unfair, some people are abusive, and some people are not. You can't expect them to fix themselves, and you can't be responsible for their behavior. That's on them. But how you react to what and how they treat you, that's on you. If you want to be hurt by some girlfriend that somehow has caused you grief, you can be hurt. But you got to find out what gets hurt. Did you really get hurt? Think about it. What has gotten hurt is the image you have of yourself in your own mind. And to your understanding, that image was shattered or tarnished or affected by the reaction or interaction with that girl. But that's the image. In reality, nothing has happened to you. In reality, you're solid. Your mentality is the same, your kindness is the same, your looks are the same, you're the same person, same ambition, same everything. A girl or someone else somehow utters something or behaves something, that doesn't really change you. It makes you react emotionally because it's unfair and untrue. But that doesn't really hurt you as a persona, as a person, as an entity. It hurts the image you have of yourself and expectations you have of the behavior of other people, but you can never be in control of other people's behavior or mentality. You should be able to simply understand they come from a different angle, and you don't have to abide by what they are trying to express. Means nothing to you. They can have their own opinions, and you don't have to really be bothered by it just because there is something you want from them, a fairness, a justice, or attention, or intimacy, or to love you. That's why they become important to you. Their behavior, their mentality, their opinion about you becomes important. If you don't want anything from them, their opinion is not important to you. So understand, why is she important to you? Why her opinion about you is important? What do you want from her? You want to be with her? You want sex from her? You want to impress her? You want to get something from her? Emotion, attention, love, and all that. And if the cost of that is to be gaslighted, abused, then you don't want any of it, and you just disassociate yourself from her, expect nothing from her, free yourself. You don't have to put up with that kind of a nonsense either. So again, you can't control other people's behavior, but you can control how you react to what other people's behavior is. And the best thing is just look ahead and move on and don't look back. All right. Chinmay, but what was the reason of your panic attack? Chinmay said, I had a terrible panic attack in the morning after waking up from my sleep, tried mindful meditation to help calm down, took about 10 to 15 minutes. It was the worst feeling ever. I was shaking vigorously. The fear of having another such attack is scary. Now, you haven't told me, Chinmay, what was the topic? What caused you the panic attack? Like, what thought process? Tim says, thank you, Maren. I really appreciate your advice. Your perspective is always helpful. You're quite welcome. My pleasure. Stephen is here. He says, hello, Maren. Stephen, male, 43, Los Angeles. Thank you for that. ID cases, I guess doing my best and trying are obviously different. Yes, trying is trying. Doing your best is you have a goal. You just want to be the best at what you do. Not for any other reason, but the fact that you want to be best at what you do. You want to know all the ins and outs of it. You want to be feeling happy and great that you know this art. You know what's entailed. You know, like an artist that doesn't matter what they put in front of you, can draw it because he knows how to, all the intricate ways of drawing is. A martial artist who knows all the techniques and knows exactly how to defend and how to attack and so on. So it's comfortable. you're boxing, you want to know all the techniques of it so you'll feel comfortable, protected, at the same time enjoying it because you're aware and you're informed of all the little things that are in there. So you want to be the best for that. Stephen says, I think we spoke about probability. What? I think we spoke about it, probably, Lord, but last night at work, negative OCD thoughts took over. Even though I noticed girls smiling and looking at me, I thought that I won't find someone else and that it's going to be so difficult to have that again. Well, the fact that you understand it's intrusive thought, it's negative thought, that's a good sign because you're aware that this is not you, this is not conclusion, this is not facts, this is interference of the negative side of the brain who is coming up with this fear of what if it doesn't happen. The what if is interfering with your ability to enjoy the opportunities that come your way. So forget about the what if, forget about try. I don't have anything to lose. So they smile at me, I'm going to say hi. What's the big deal? Instead of going to the conclusion, what if it doesn't work? What if I say hi and she says hi back and we talk about it and we exchange phone numbers and I date her, then we go out and we get to like each other and then we break up. That's the problem, that you don't take the journey. You just want to know what's at the end of the journey and the destination. I don't have to travel there. Just tell me you're there. Call me up and say, is it good or not? Well, that's his view. You got to go see it yourself. So you're letting your brain to make an opinion of something that hasn't happened yet and give you the ending of the movie when you haven't even sat down and with your popcorn watch a movie. You got to not listen to the brain and don't worry about the thoughts that show up that this might never be, you may never find it. Why? Because only thinking about how difficult it is to go through the process of getting the phone number and getting out, and you just want things right now. And that's not the way to court a girl. You got to be patient. You got to be romantic. You got to find a way. You got to enjoy the conversation. You got to get to know them. You got to let them allow you to understand them. You got to try to understand them. You shouldn't have any goal for that meeting. You shouldn't try to put anything together. You shouldn't be focusing on the intimacy when you go out with them. Just focus on getting to know them, to have another human being in your life, to share some experience of life and get to know what makes her tick, what her interests are, and share those interests, and then let it develop by itself. But instead of enjoying the process, you're looking at the conclusion. And if I don't have the conclusion right now, when she smiled, she should also come up with her phone number in the smile and her teeth, and that's what you're looking for. That's not going to happen. You just got to take that smile graciously and count your stars. She smiled at me. That's wonderful. That's all you needed. But you take it to the next level. Where is it going to end? Is it going to end where I want it? If it doesn't end, then I am really disappointed and depressed. You just work yourself down. Don't look for conclusions. Uncertainty is what life is all about. And we are all expert in uncertainty because everything that happened in our life was always uncertain. We never knew about it at all. It happened and we managed it, whatever the hell it was, because we have no other choice. So looking for conclusion and certainty is futile. The whole life, the venue is uncertain. So you're an expert in that. When they smile at you, don't go any further. Just take it forward. It's just a smile. Wonderful. And Alika says, but how do I try my best? Well, just enjoy your training and train hard and learn the techniques. So I feel like I'm only at my best when I'm perfect. But how can you be perfect? By continuously doing the best you can at any training. It's about best you can, not being the best in anything. Best you can at a given time. So if every meeting and every training that you have, you do your diligent, you do your honest work, and you put your heart into it and enjoy what you're doing until you need to rest, and then you rest and you take it up again. That's doing your best, and that's all. Perfect, there's no such thing as perfect. Nobody is perfect. So don't tell me that I'm at my best when I'm perfect. What does that mean? You're at your best any moment that you want. Just doing your best, that's all it takes to be the best. That's all. And IDK, like the live. Thank you, like the live. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. So let's go back to, and Steven says it's going to be so difficult to do that. So okay, I take that advice. Yeah, that's better. All right, guys, it looks to me that it's about 1 hour, 55 minutes. I'll be here for another 5 minutes. If you guys have any questions, please fire up. If not, then we'll just end our live stream and hope for the next time. Chinmay says, in fact, my mind actively looks for reasons to be anxious. Could be a mistake I made in the past that coincides with my moral values, or even the presence of another person in the adjacent room. I don't understand what that means, but whatever mistake you made in the past, that has made you aware of that is not what you want to continue and make that same mistake again. So you became wiser because of that mistake, because you became more aware of what your preferences are and how you actually want to approach life, what your values are, because of that misjudgment or whatever it was that you did in the past. It made you aware. It made it clear for you that is not what you would sanction. So go on that and appreciate, in a way, that mistake, which made you wiser in what it is that you want to pursue. MC Comp says, hello from Switzerland. Ah, hello. How do you say hello in Switzerland? I think you say hello. Well, welcome. We are almost done with our live stream today because it is 2:42, and as you all know, every day at 4 o'clock, I'm at the care center visiting my mom. So I don't want to be late. We'll be here for another 3 minutes and then we're off. And IDK says, thanks a bunch, man. I really appreciate your advice. A lot of things have happened lately. You're doing great work, helping out many people, it seems. I really appreciate the time you've taken. My pleasure. You've taken out of your day. My pleasure, IDK. Be well. Always be good to yourself. Think deep and judge well. And don't fuss too much about yourself. Enjoy, do your best. That's all you can expect. All right, guys, I think it's time for me to say I love you all. Thank you very much for being here, giving me the opportunity to share a thing or two with you, with my TikTok friends. Please continue liking the videos that I load up because that helps the algorithm. And join my YouTube channel if you like. There's 3,000 videos there, and we have live streams, and not often I come on the TikTok for live stream, but my YouTube channel is called The One Point, THE, the next word ONE, one, and the next word POINT, The One Point. And then subscribe and like the videos that you like. You can go on my search engine and put a word that interests you in your question, and you'll see a number of videos. We've got over 3,000 videos that are different topics. They'll come and could be of interest to you. And then, of course, join the live stream. And if you wish, you can go on my site, mindthatseekstruth.com, mindthatseekstruth.com, and make an appointment for a one-on-one Skype chat, and we'll discuss what's concerning you one-on-one on Skype. In the meantime, be good to yourself and to the others. I love you all. Talk to you soon, and bye for now. How do I end this now? How do I end the live? Haha, got me now. What do I do? Okay. All right, if anybody knows how to end this live, let me know. Oh, there's a button here. Let's see. End live for, okay, good. End now. All right. Okay. All right, guys. I'll see you later. subscribe on my channel, visit my channel, and go through the videos that you might be interested in. Mindthatseekstruth.com is making it one step away to talk to me one-on-one on Skype and discuss what's concerning you. I'll talk to you soon.